and gone.
Driving.
What up, everyone? Welcome into Twin Cities Sports Talk. This is an initial. Wow, I'm already starting off horribly. Initial free agent day one reactions. The Vikings are going all in. No, I'm kidding. Couldn't really do that. Either way, no, the Vikings kind of, well, we'll get more in depth into it, but Trevor and I have kind of agreed, kind of like the approach here. Vikings have a lot of money tied up in a bunch of players in future years here. So Vikings so far not aggressive with really anyone, and it's been a frenzy throughout the whole NFL today. This is more of a whole NFL episode. Obviously, the Vikings are our speciality, though, and we'll get cooking on them in a bit. First, before we do anything, Athletes Edge, Jen Prouty, performance consultant. She's in Brookings, South Dakota, working with competitive and elite athletes across a variety of sports like hockey, wrestling, and football. She helps strengthen the mental side of performance by developing skills like confidence, focus, and emotional control under pressure. She works with athletes and teams and coaches, both locally and nationwide. Through virtual consulting, she uses evidence-based approaches to complement physical and technical training. Here's all her info on how to contact her. And when you do contact her, tell them we sent you at Twin City Sports Talk. So there's her website, athletesedgepc.com, and her socials down below. Thanks, Jen, for sponsoring. All right. Trevor, give me one word to describe day one of NFL free agency. Just one word.
Aggressive.
Aggressive. Okay. I was gonna say wild.
I was gonna say money. But that'd be really dumb.
Money.
So.
Yeah, that sure fits in free agency.
Well, I was thinking like the Alec Pierce deal.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And then like the cap hits for Tua.
Yeah.
Or the dead money. Even the Fitzpatrick, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
I think even the Minka Fitzpatrick. Anyways, Miami's in a bad spot. But yeah, I'll go. Aggressive.
Yeah, I'd have to go wild. We'll get into more in depth with it in a bit, but an aggressive 2 days here of predictions at Twin City Sports Talk tonight. Actually, when we're recording, the game I think has already started between USA and Mexico, but we don't know how this game is going so far. Byron Buxton is back in the lineup for Twins fans wondering that. After taking a pitch to the elbow, was it, right?
I think it was hand.
Oh, was it hand? Okay.
I didn't see the game, so I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't get to see it either. All right. But Byron Buxton avoids a long-term injury, thank God. Or maybe he's just covering it up so he can play longer in the WBC. Who knows? But we're making 3 game predictions tonight, the USA game. And then tomorrow night, we got two big games. Wolves need to distance themselves in the West in that third spot away from the Lakers. The Lakers are playing real well with LeBron being out. Kind of ironic. Not really.
I think he'll play, though.
I think you think he's playing tomorrow? Okay.
He came close to playing.
Yeah.
It was against the Knicks. That was a ESPN game. Well, yeah, because I think his elbow and then like the foot and the arthritis.
The arthritis, yeah. Yep.
But he came close to playing, I heard. But yeah, he's day to day, so I'd probably assume he'll play or lean towards him playing.
Yep. So the Wild also have a huge game too. Not a huge game, not as big as like an Avs game, but 4th team in the Central against the Utah Mammoth. The Wild have struggled against the Mammoth this year. Just plain out simple, they've struggled. And it's another game in Utah before the Wild come back for a few home games. So 2 big games tomorrow night. We're making predictions now for it. Trevor, shoot a USA prediction for tonight's game against Mexico.
Score will go 5-0.
Who wins this game?
This is kind of tough. I'm gonna have to lean with the U.S. Maybe.
Okay.
Possibly.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Buxton hitless.
Really?
Yeah.
No way. Are you
Yeah.
serious?
I am so serious.
Wow, that's insane because that is literally the exact words that were going to come out of my mouth. Buxton hitless in this game. You said USA wins 5-0.
I mean, statistically, he
My
gets out
gosh.
over half the time, so how could I go against that, you know?
The stats prove it. Hitless. Oh my gosh, that sucks. That really sucks.
It's what I do.
Completely sniped me here. All right, so now I need to call an audible here. I still have the U.S. winning this game. So, I mean, that's all we really need to know. But USA wins. Oh, man, I'm going to say it's Skeens on the bump, right? Yeah, it's.
Yeah.
Ooh, USA wins 6-1. Mexico's going to get one on the board. Mexico's been playing really well. Like Trevor said, though, before we recorded, look at the bottom half of the lineup. It's not great, but the whole team as a whole playing pretty well for not as strong of a roster. USA wins 6-1. Now I got audible. Let's go with this. Skeens. Do you know how many innings he's like projected to pitch?
I have no idea. Logan Webb did what, 4 or 5?
Didn't Scooble only do like 3?
Yeah. Do you want to go
I feel like
strikeouts
Skeens would do like 4 or
rather
5.
than innings or something?
You know what? Oh man, this
Or
is
do you
tough.
want to bet on there will be one, over under 1.5 challenges? Do you want to bet that they'll show
No,
a
Skeens
fan
will just have 4+
wearing a
strikeouts.
Twins hat with a La Tortuga custom made jersey?
Custom made. Where's Williams Astudillo from? Like Venezuela?
I don't know. Make your prediction.
I did. It's right there. Skeens 4+ strikeouts.
Oh, okay.
This is gonna come back to bite me in the butt though, because I already know he's not even gonna pitch like 3 innings, like Scooble.
I think he'll go decent. I mean, he
I
probably
think
pitched
so
a few
too.
games with Pittsburgh, and
Yeah.
you're ramping up.
All right. So Wild coming off a.
I think that's very doable because I mean, what was it?
It is.
Mexico's 5 through 9 hitters are fringe MLB players, or maybe are, but nothing
Yep.
crazy. They're just kind of like a role player. So
It's definitely possible. It just depends on how long he goes and stuff. So,
but he honestly, even if he goes like 3 innings, it's Skeens
there's
versus.
a good chance of that happening.
Well,
yeah.
even if it's a good lineup, it's Skeens. So I
exactly.
think you're good there.
All right. Wild coming off of a heartbreaking loss against the Avs, looking to turn the page to the right, just the right way here. Get a few wins, stack a few wins, get back on top of Dallas. That's really the goal here. Is Dallas playing tonight? No, they're not. Okay. Dallas plays tomorrow night against the Golden Knights. So, Vegas, I hate you, but do us a favor here. That's all I can say. But the Wild are 3 points behind Dallas, so and I'm confident going into this game. The Wild are playing really good hockey. We finally get to see McCarron, Foligno. I mean Fabry. I forget how you say his name.
I don't think Fabry. I think it's Fabry. I don't think Fabry's.
No. I'm saying like even him as a scratch is like a good situation.
Oh,
we just have so much depth now.
Right,
yeah, because he didn't play against the Avs. But Wild win 4-1. They had a lot of chances against the Avs. The Wild actually outplayed the Avs through the second and third period. Not the first, but second and third, the Wild outplayed them. They had a lot of chances, couple unlucky bounces.
At least we got a point.
Yeah, we got the point from it, but I think they're going to come out strong. I think Gus is going to have another good game. Gus was lights out the game before the Avs, who was that against? I forget. It was another Tampa Bay.
Tampa.
Yeah, Wild win 4-1. I am expecting a good game, and I'm going to do this. I think Zuccarello will have a goal because I am still salty about that shootout where the puck rolled right over his stick, and I think he's going to – and here's the thing. Zuki in the last 10 games, let me read you. He's been playing some far better hockey than he has all year long. You want to know why? Because he's put the puck on net. He has, so I mean, here's the thing. He only has 12 goals on the entire season so far, and he's played in 44 games, but the last 10 games, he has 5 of those goals. So almost half of his goals he scored are in the last 10 games here. He has, well, I guess not a lot in the assist department, not as much as you would think from a player like him, but either way, he's putting more shots on goal. That's my silver lining here, and I think he's going to score again. And I'm confident about that. Zuki goal, Trevor Wild prediction.
We go with a Wild narrow win 4-3.
Wild win 4-3.
Logan Cooley recording a point.
How often does Cooley get a point in a game?
At least 5% of the time.
Okay, so not as strong. No. I actually, in his last 10 games, he only has 4 points. Yeah, that's fine. Cooley point. Spelled that
did
wrong.
play for the Gophers. I'm drawing a blank, right?
Yeah, he did. Yep.
Because he was he with like Faber and Snuggerud and all that.
Yep. Snuggerud was a little bit after because he got drafted not last year but the year before to the Blues, obviously. But all right. And now we got the Wolves game, and honestly, the Wolves are getting more and more fun to watch. I like now the playoff stretch. Anthony Edwards has like 6 30-point games in a row. Obviously, we're coming off just a horrible loss against Orlando.
I'm glad I was working during that. That's the first full game I have not seen in a couple weeks.
Don't watch it. And people who didn't see it, Anthony Edwards, 34 points. But you go down the list, Julius Randle, 14 points. Jaden McDaniels, 3 points. 0 for 9 from the field. All 3 points were on free throws. Dante DiVincenzo, 0 points. 0 from 6 from the field. Naz Reid had 13, but Io, 3 points.
And started, what was it, 4 for 4, 5 of 5?
Yes.
Like the first, he started that game ballistic.
Yep.
And then I have no idea what happened because, like I said, I didn't watch. But I'm guessing I heard in the second they didn't score for like 8 minutes.
Oh, see, I didn't watch the game either, so I know we got outscored in the second 33-20. So, and here's how you know you got really screwed over because Desmond Bane, or probably the best shooter on Orlando, maybe I bet probably the best 3-point shooter.
I don't know if he is.
He had 30 points, but he was 0 for 5 from 3. He was driving the lane.
That is true.
He was the defense was not brought by the Wolves. But before that, the Wolves had that big win against Denver, and they put five wins in a row. So either way, you got to stay in this third spot. But now you have a pretty tough stretch here: LA Clippers, and then Golden State, OKC, Phoenix, and then it evens out a little bit with Utah and Portland.
Yeah, the second and the fourth quarter scoring. Just looking at it, second quarter, Orlando outscored us 33-20. Yeah. And we also got outscored 29-14 in the fourth.
Yeah. And okay, I don't want to get too in depth with this right now because we are going to have an episode this week, people going through the inconsistencies off some of the Wolves' main scorers. One I want to note right now, Julius Randle. Julius Randle averages 21 points, but that's heavily carried on some of these 30-point performances because let me just read you his last 10 games. I'm going from most recent to the last 14 points, 17, 23, which is actually weird because he was 0 for 4 from 3 in the 23-point game. 14, 4 against LA Clippers. 13 points from Julius Randle. 18, 13, 41. Wow. That was his game he went off against Portland. And then 18, 17. Julius Randle should consistently be getting 15 to 20. Like, I think he should be consistently getting 20 points. He's a good scorer.
Yeah,
he has the mid-range. I
was going to say the only time you can excuse it is if McDaniels is having a good shooting night.
Yeah,
but that's not typically the case.
Yeah, we're gonna go through these inconsistencies because Jaden McDaniels' last 2 games, 8 points and then 3 points. So, yeah, we'll go through that more this week. But as for tomorrow night, LeBron is back. And for that exact reason,
actually, I do take that back. So it sounds like he didn't practice today. So maybe he's 50-50. that changes your prediction at all. He didn't practice today.
Well, it actually does, because honestly, the Lakers just play a slower brand of ball when LeBron's on the court. I am not a LeBron hater or anything. You got to respect greatness. But the Lakers are a worse team when LeBron is on the court. When you can just have Austin Reeves and Luka kind of running the show here and not having to worry about anyone else and just let DeAndre Ayton and their bigs rebound off of their shots, the Lakers have been really good. The Lakers are 9-2 this year when it's Luka and Reeves with LeBron not on the court. So this is tough.
You didn't want to save that for your hot take?
I mean, No, it's not Tuesday. You got me all confused there. I thought it was Tuesday today.
Well, I meant for like tomorrow, but yeah.
Yeah. I can just do it tomorrow too. Hot take. Really hot take, people. There we go.
Oh, that's hot.
All right. Wolves. Oh gosh. Yeah, they'll still win only because the fact that the Wolves shot that bad with McDaniels 3 points, Dante 0, Io with 3 points, and like Randall with 14. Someone's gonna have a better game out of those four, and it'll just be, I think, a good game. And we play good against the Lakers most of the time. Wolves win 129 to that's an exclamation mark. 129 to 120. I think it'll be a good game though. And then for my player prediction, I am confident in a bounce back. Jaden McDaniels is shooting 43% from 3 this year, 43.1. I'll go Jaden and Randall will have 15 points. 15 plus points. Both of them. I still think Ant will play well, but all right, Trev.
All right. Yeah, I have a bounce back win as well. I have us winning 116 to 109.
116 to 109.
And I'm kind of banking on LeBron not going to play. So I have Doncic, who's always kind of killed us every time we play him. He's going to go for 35 plus points.
Oh, yeah. Very realistic there. It sucks to say that, but I love how it has. Do you see the autocorrect it's trying to get me to do?
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't like the way I spelled Randall. All right, there's our predictions. Trevor and I are in cahoots here. We predicted the
Can't you
same
right-click
wins.
on that and click ignore? Is that not an option? I think if you highlight it.
Did you mean Randall? No, I meant Randall.
Yeah. All right.
All right, there's our prediction segment. And now we're going to pop up on the screen our main part of the episode, our free agent reactions from day one here. Trevor, while I'm pulling this up, do you want to go through the Vikings one signing quick? If you can.
Yeah,
if
James
you remember his
Pierre.
name.
I'm going to say, I think it's James. Let me
Yep.
double check that. Right. That is right. James Pierre.
It is, yeah.
I know he spent most of his time with Pittsburgh. I think briefly I heard he played. He may not even technically have played if you're just going to count regular season. I think he signed somewhere. He's on a team's like preseason roster, and then I don't believe he made it. But yeah, spent time with Flores. So he's got the connection with Flores there. The 1 year Flores was, what was it, linebackers coach? Yeah. Was Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know a whole lot. I think he was a little bit more of a coverage corner because I think this year, if I remember correctly, when he was targeted, I think quarterbacks were only 16 of 33. And the passer rating for quarterbacks was below average. So
I didn't
good
see
coverage
that,
skills.
So, yeah.
If I remember that correctly. I like the signing, good depth signing. I think we'll also draft a guy in the middle rounds at corner, possibly first round. I don't think we'll go first round, but at least I think within the top 3 rounds, we'll go corner. So if you got the top 2 corners, you add Pierre, and then I'm going to assume you get a rookie there as well. And then you've got McLaughlin, right? He's still under roster, right? So you got McLaughlin there for depth, and they'll probably bring in at least one other guy as well for competition. So kind of like it's a sneaky hire.
So I thought I'd look up the PFF grades. I didn't know this, but He was second in the league for PFF graded
Oh, yeah, that
cornerbacks.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, so I knew he was up there, but I didn't realize he was second. So this is pretty much identical to the Isaiah Rodgers signing last year because you just sign a guy that had, I think Rodgers was like the second or third in PFF grade, which Rodgers was weird because he was suspended the year that well, he played 1 year after being suspended for a full year. That was a whole situation. Yeah. But either way, you get a just great coverage cornerback. So a little bit about like Trevor and I, we actually like what the Vikings are doing. I kind of hinted at that. This is a really good signing. In my opinion, I think you would agree. We get him for 4.25 per year for 2 years, right?
Just 2 for 8, yeah.
Yeah, and so this is kind of what me and Trevor said was probably a 2-year contract to one of these corners, unless you went all in on like a Greg Newsome or a Tariq Woolen, but it would usually just be a 2-year contract, and a 2.5 signing bonus. But really good in coverage. This is a sneaky good signing by the Vikings. He's going to come in as the third, unless maybe they got someone in the first round of the draft, but he would probably still be the third either way.
Yeah, I think he's the early favorite.
Yeah,
and then let's move Byron Murphy to slot for when it's.
You are so right. I completely didn't even think about that. Yeah,
this guy will play outside. Rodgers outside. Byron Murphy, who excels much better inside corner than outside corner.
And because people NFL, didn't realize. Yeah.
I was just gonna say most traditional offenses now are obviously it's a much more pass-happy league than it was 15 years ago. So majority you're playing, unless you're playing a Bijan Robinson, you're going to see a lot of 3 receiver sets, so 3 corners.
Yep.
Vikings did play a lot more 3 safety last year just because Okudah with a concussion. We didn't really have the depth at corner, so you saw a lot of Harrison Smith, Metellus, Jay Ward / Theo Jackson. So that also eliminates that, or the big nickel, if you want to call it, what we ran last year. So this should help with coverage too.
To add on to that, like along with your Byron Murphy point, people complained a ton about Byron Murphy about how, and yeah, Byron Murphy was bad last year. He was not.
Yeah.
I mean, coming off of that huge contract year where he earned a big payday, he was not very good last year. But people need to look into it more, just like what Trevor said here. He was asked to play a lot on the very outside. That is not what he excels in at all. He excels in the slot, and that is what he's been doing his whole career, basically. So this is such a big signing for that aspect of it. Now you can push Byron Murphy back inside. But on top of that, just like Trevor said right there, with the safety looks, you cannot trust Jeff Okudah on the field. And obviously, because I know Okudah had the concussion, he was hurt, but he was healthy for 80% of the season, but he just never saw the field at all. That's because they didn't trust him. But now you have a third cornerback, just like in 2024. Now, Josh Metellus probably won't need to play as much of a traditional safety look. Josh Metellus can be all over the field, back into this Swiss Army knife roll. And so I think that's even bigger with it. But
yeah, especially with Cashman's dealt with injuries his football career.
Yeah.
Wilson's been more healthy, but yeah, especially if you run into games where one of your 2 linebackers are hurt, and God forbid, hopefully we don't see them both hurt, because I know it looks like Pace might be. It's kind of up in the air if Pace will return or not. I don't like Pace. Yep. Bruce doesn't like Pace, but if Pace is playing, we don't like that. But yeah, the point being, you can have Metellus also play that hybrid linebacker role that he excelled in so much, not this past year, but the prior, the 2024 season, where he was a beast all year. I'd love to see that. Yeah, I love this signing. It's another guy. It was Rodgers last year that Flores identified. Flores identifies this guy day 1 of free agency. We get him.
Rodgers was the first signing last year too. Like that, Brian Flores you are going to get this guy right now.
Yeah, back to back, he gets his number 1 target, so that's cool for Flores that we were able to secure that right away.
Yeah,
and I mean the coverage. I think part of it is the it's a little bit on the shorter sample size when it comes to like second overall grade in PFF, but still out of 33 targets, if I'm remembering correctly, 16 of 33. I think he had one pick, didn't he? If I remember
one
correctly,
pick, 11 pass defenses, I think. So
and he's 29 years old, so he's kind of right at that time where he's
for corners. That's kind of near that age cliff,
But the thing is, it's worst case if it doesn't pan out. It's not like you're paying him $15 million or anything crazy money. So I think it'll pay out.
Going back to the Josh Metellus thing too, is real quickly. The turnovers were pretty much non-existent. I think the Vikings ranked like 24th in the league in takeaways on defense here. And I think probably the biggest reason for that is because the pass rush was there all year. You got against Seattle. Seattle had like 5 field goals that game. The Vikings were in it. If Max Brosmer wasn't really playing, maybe it'd be a different story who won that game. But either way, like the defense had no problems. But Josh Metellus as a whole, that dude is just guiding the entire defense. He is really the hound with creating turnovers, creating deception, because this past year we've talked about it so much. When he has to play a traditional safety role, Josh Metellus is slow for being a safety. He's not great in coverage, like playing this traditional role, but when he can move around, that's just another layer on top of all that Brian Flores does on the D line and gets the blitzes going. But he creates so much, and if this is going to help so much, I'm excited about this one. But talking about Isaiah Rodgers, did you see what he tweeted today?
No.
So a lot of like Vikings accounts on Instagram are wondering either Isaiah Rodgers is like trolling us right now, or he is standing right next to Rob Brzezinski, because what Isaiah Rodgers tweeted today is, "Ooh, wait till y'all see this," to like Vikings Twitter. I don't know what that could mean, because maybe Trey Hendrickson or something. No, that won't happen. But like, he's confident that something big's gonna happen right here.
Well,
like it's interesting. It's interesting.
I just wonder if he's hinting at Kyler, but that's kind of obvious. That's not.
Yeah.
It's not like the Kyler thing's really going to catch anyone by surprise, especially. So Tua with Atlanta, Willis followed halfway to Miami. That all made sense. Kirk is a question mark. I could see Kirk. If I had to pick for Kirk, I think Kirk's going to go to Kansas City, start till Mahomes is recovered from that ACL. Because unless I'm blanking on a team, I don't think Kirk wants to go to the New York Jets.
I've seen the Browns, but that's just such a dumpster fire.
I was going to say, I don't think he wants to go there either. But yeah, so Kyler, I mean, it makes so much sense. He's
it's not a surprise anymore. Yeah.
Where else is he going to play? But I don't know. That's really weird. I feel like Rodgers would be hinting at something else. I'm trying to think who's available. I know. Still. So
well, we're gonna look at it. We're gonna look at it in a second here. We're just getting some of the Viking stuff out of the way. Another thing, Jordan Addison sticking up for his quarterback, JJ McCarthy. I don't know if did you see any of this? No. Someone commented on Jordan Addison's Instagram post, and he tagged Jordan Addison and said, 9 is gonna have you playing in the XFL in 2 years. And he also said, you ain't ever going to win a playoff game in your life, to Jordan Addison. And Jordan Addison commented back to this user 12345QF soul. And Addison commented back saying, you dumb, 9 gonna be a star. Stay down. So, hey, Jordan Addison. I'm not your off the field stuff, but on the phone stuff, protecting your quarterback, and he's got faith in him, and I think Jordan Addison is probably his favorite target too. So,
Naylor's gone. Which, real quick on the Naylor thing, man, what a payday he got! So happy for him. Now,
well, I didn't realize he's going home too. I didn't know he's from Vegas.
Oh, I didn't know that either. Okay.
Yeah, so that's kind of why.
But that's cool.
Yeah. So,
I
All
think
right,
the money helps a little
another
bit
one
too.
that we
But yeah,
lost. Ryan Wright signed a 4-year deal with the Saints, 4 million, well, 3.5 million per year. So,
yeah, give or
congrats,
take.
big payday for a punter. Good job
Yeah,
earning that. You had a really good year, Ryan. But now you've put us in the worst situation possible. We got to draft a punter in the second round.
and not only do we
um,
have to draft a punter second round, but we gotta worry about who's going to be holding the kicks or holding the football for
oh yeah,
our
you're right.
legendary
Yeah.
kicker, Reichard.
Well, Justin Jefferson.
His buddy's gone. I mean, I can do this.
True. Make sure you don't put the laces, and you'll have
I
another
just
Blair
can't
Walsh
fun.
wild card moment.
Don't matter. It's Reichard. It won't matter.
That's true.
Laces,
Best kicker in the
laces, not.
NFL.
Who cares?
Yep.
No, one thing I just saw as we're recording this, nothing crazy, but you know how KOC and Johnny Munt love each other.
Oh,
Johnny Munt
jeez.
has been released by the Jaguars. That would fill the Ben Sims out. Johnny Munt
Well,
back.
you're a sec. It's you're a
Oh,
sex role.
not when you have
Not for Johnny
Johnny
Munn.
Munt.
All right. We're gonna pop that's all kind of the reports I got from my phone right now.
Yeah.
But Vikings make one signing today. We're gonna go through position, just a little reaction thing here about kind of all the big ones in the NFL. Obviously, like bunch of throw-ins here. The only really big one, well, this one isn't on here, but obviously Trevor kind of hinted the Tua. Tua signs the league minimum 1.3 with the Falcons. So Falcons have two of the most injury-prone quarterbacks in the league on their team with Penix and Tua. But the big one here, Malik Willis leaves the Packers, becomes the starter there in Miami. So good for him. If they keep A-Chain, could be a good read option offense if they want to go that route. And I think Malik Willis can play well down there. He just needs some help on the offensive line, and he could be fine. But any other thoughts with Malik, Trev?
Well, that's how they fully guaranteed year one, which makes
Yeah.
sense. See how year one goes, and then if your 2 and 3 don't work out too well, it's a lot more,
Mm-hmm.
a lot like more of just your normal standard contract. Where if it doesn't pan out, he struggles, whatever the case may be. Where a trader cut, you can save quite a bit of that money. But yeah, I think year one was minimum base salary with like most of his guaranteed money,
Yeah.
and then yeah, years 2 and 3, it's a lot more team flexible.
Yeah. It's smart by the Dolphins for sure. All right. Next position, running back. We got a big one. Kenneth Walker goes to the Chiefs. And
Good
I didn't
news for
realize
us.
Travis Etienne actually got a bigger payday, not by the year, but I think he has the one more year. So more money as a whole, but yeah, whatever. Travis Etienne to the Saints, which, yeah, just like Trevor said, this is really good news because this opens up the opportunity for Jeremiah Love to maybe fall, or the Vikings could trade up because now the teams, I mean, we've done a lot of mock drafts in the past week, Trevor and I have, on Twin City Sports Talk, and almost every time Jeremiah Love goes to the Commanders at 7, which is very, very likely. I mean, that will most likely happen right now unless the Vikings make a move on it. But the only, like, behind the Commanders, 8 and 9 are the Saints and Chiefs. Both of those were a huge threat. Now, probably not a threat. So, really, the only team you have to worry about or inquire with is the Commanders. So,
Yeah.
And we've talked about the possibility packaging Grenard and the 18th pick, and maybe I would throw one of our third round picks in there if that's really what it took, because trading into the top 10 in the NFL draft is such a hard thing to do. You got to give up so much. I would give up a third, our first, and Grenard to get that 7th pick and pick Jeremiah Love. That's how good he is. And a couple other of these. J.K. Dobbins stayed in Denver. Oh, I didn't see Dowdle went to the Steelers.
That must have just happened.
Okay,
Especially
so
if it's 2-0.
yeah,
Dobbins was a couple hours ago. I'm guessing Rico Dowell. It's pretty recent news as we're recording this. To circle back to Etienne, though, that's going to be very interesting seeing what that does for tomorrow.
True.
Saints are still in that rebuild. I'm thinking this is more likely, like I'd say it's more likely Kamara's probably traded now than not traded.
Yeah.
I haven't really followed it, so I don't know. Maybe it's already been reported that Kamara's going to stick and maybe they go. two running back tandem, but
Yep.
Kamara's what 30 now.
I think it'd be a
Saints
good idea for the Saints.
realistically,
Just give Shuck all
yeah.
the just help he can get there, and
Well, no, I get that
yeah,
to an extent, but also once you wanna, given how great of a receiving back Kamara is, and he's probably still got at least 1 or 2 productive years. I think as a rebuilding team, you'd want to capitalize on
yeah,
the value you've got.
yep.
Now, if they didn't sign ETN, and you're trading Kamara, and then what is it, Keandre Miller? Isn't that their other like running back?
I think so.
Different
Yeah.
case there if they didn't sign ETN, but if you have ETN now, committed 4 years to him, I almost wonder if Kamara is going to be traded.
It's definitely a possibility. Yeah.
Something to watch for.
All right, wide receiver. Jalen Naylor is gone. Rashid Shaheed stays. Mike Evans to the Niners was a big one of the day. Yeah, it's gonna feel so weird looking at Mike Evans in a Niners jersey. That's probably the weirdest one from today.
It kind of reminds me of Cup leaving
Yeah.
LA though and going to Seattle because so you've got in Tampa you got Ibuka and you still got Godwin. So,
yeah.
Like I get it, but then also Evans was like their franchise player. So it's super weird to see, but I get why he left. Not that he wanted to leave, but he's probably getting more money.
Well, the Bucks have also been very quiet today too. I don't know if they were in really money struggles too, but they probably couldn't have re-signed him either way. So
that's Alex Pierce. Oh my gosh, did he ever?
Yeah, he got a bag. Wan'Dale Robinson, good payday from him too. So going to Tennessee, one that I was kind of interested in. Maybe I didn't think Kendrick Bourne would get up to 5 or 6 million really AAV. I thought he'd be around the 3 and maybe a possibility of the Vikings for a depth. But either way, Kendrick Bourne, that's an interesting one. But let's move on to tight end. Isaiah Likely gets 13.3. I was interested in that. So he gets 13 million a year, goes to the Giants. Cade Otton stays in Tampa. Travis Kelce is back.
Like I said, I know we discussed off the air. Charlie Kohler becomes the highest paid blocking tight end. I think Oliver's up there too. He's got to be, but not as much as Kohler.
This is a great signing by LA because having Omari and Hampton and just like Jim Harbaugh as a whole, he's just a running, like his offense is based on running for the most part.
And Herbert was one of the most hit and sacked quarterbacks, was he not?
Yes.
Correctly. So that extent too, where he's not going to be blocking, I don't think, for like the entire time, but imagine all the amount of times he'll be chipping.
But man, the Ravens know how to produce blocking tight ends. Oliver, Kolar, and then they got
even our card. He's not a tight end,
Ricard,
the fullback.
The fullback. All right, tackle wasn't a big area.
Go back. No, go back to tight end real quick. And then you got Travis Swift returning for another year.
Travis Swift. All right.
Wait, whoa. I'm not even kidding. One more time. Did Noah Fant? I didn't see that. So he went to the Saints. Huh.
You told me that earlier. Yeah.
Did I? Okay. Well, there's only like 118 signings, so my bad.
Only so much you can know. Not Vidarian much to know here. Vidarian Lowe gets 4 million. Wow. Wasn't that a little?
He was what, 6th or 7th round pick by us?
Yeah. I thought that was lower than what he was expected to get. Maybe his market just wasn't there. But
the value, guaranteed money.
Oh yeah.
2 years.
So I get 9. It, but for AAV, but either way, Larry Borum to the Lions. They're trying to rebuild their line because I'm gonna skip guard for a second, go to center. Cade Mays to the Lions. But Tyler Linderbaum, highest paid interior offensive lineman in history. So, and there's Austin Schlottman.
Yeah.
There we go. Old friend. Cade Mays too. That's a big one. But yeah, Tyler Linderbaum, 27 mil a year.
Tyler, look at that top 2.
He was supposed to. Well, he was projected 17 mil. So we thought there was maybe a chance the Vikings could snag him, but 27 million is too much. Either way, let's go to guard and see our old friend Ed Ingram. Oh, I guess. Well. Is it because they re-signed him? Well, there's been some re-signs on here. Oh, it's weird. Ed Ingram did re-sign with the Texans for how much
Was it
money?
around 10 million? I think it was like 3 years, 30 million around there. He
Yeah, I
got a
think
good
so.
payday,
Yeah.
which is crazy to think and just kind of
Hmm.
process considering what he looked like, with your Minnesota Vikings.
Oh
And then,
yeah.
and then you release him and, he's a stud.
Yeah. All right. So here's a little bigger list. Jalen Phillips, that's the big edge rusher here. Awesome seeing him get a huge payday with the Panthers like this, coming off that Achilles injury. I remember watching that video of him mic'd up, super emotional. He didn't think he'd play again. Yeah, just very good. But Boye Mafe, former Gopher, getting the bag with Cincy.
Yeah.
Um,
Love to see it. Yeah. Roll that darn boat.
Quiddy
And
Pay,
honestly, I like that
Raiders.
signing for Sincere. Actually,
Yeah, they
more
need to
than
build up that
Henderson.
defense. Yeah,
Save a little bit of money. He's more
yeah,
durable.
100%. Draymond Jones goes to the Pats, Quiddy Pay, and Malcolm. How do you say this guy's last name? I've never even heard of this guy before.
Kuntz.
Mel
Malcolm
Kuntz.
Kuntz.
Is it Kuntz? Okay.
I believe so.
Eneg Bari from the Packers. This is a big one. He goes to the Jets, so he's out of the division. Yeah. So kind of just not expected, but it's just nothing really huge. Hendrickson is still out there. And yeah. Well, actually, you know what? Let's go to available real quick. Yeah. Hendrickson, Hassan, Joey Bosa is still out there. Leonard
I
Floyd.
wonder if Cam Jordan's got any connection. I don't think we would do it, but with his father playing for the Vikings, I
Yeah.
wonder if he got a little connection
You might.
there. You got DJ Wanham as well.
Yeah.
Van Noy.
That's,
I feel like a Van
yeah.
Noy fits the Flores system so well, or would fit in so well, I should say.
There's ways the
Even
Vikings could go
Hassan
here. There's a
Reddick,
lot of,
Von Miller. Jeez, Von Miller is a guy that seems like he's been playing for our entire
yeah.
childhood.
Oh, yeah. All right. Well, let's move on. We got to keep it rolling here. We're going to go back to the signed players and go back to, I got to get rid of these ads. These things are annoying.
Don't you love it?
Let's go interior defensive line. So John Franklin Myers, the big one, and then here's a one that we kind of thought was
Tonga,
possible.
yeah.
Yeah, Kyrus Tonga to the Chiefs, $7 million per year. He was projected 3.5 people, so good for him
Inflation,
after
I
a
tell
good
ya.
year. Yep. Not a lot of big ones here though. I mean, Roy Lopez, Tim
Just a
Settle.
lot of run stoppers.
Yeah.
I will say John Franklin Myers, great pickup by Tennessee.
Tennessee has a lot
I
of
think
good
that'll be a
pickups
good.
here. Them and the
Yeah.
Raiders, man, they went all in. All right, linebackers. Here's where the money. This is a lot of big ones. Alex
Raiders.
Singleton stays. Quincy Williams.
Anzalone leaving Detroit. The Van
That's another
Ginkel
big
twin
one
is
for
gone.
us. Yeah. Demario Davis, N'Kobe Dean to the Raiders. Quay Walker to the Raiders. This Raiders team with
I mean,
Fernando
think about it.
Mendoza.
Just linebacker alone. You got Linderbaum at center.
Yeah.
Jalen Naylor receiver.
Let's go
So
here.
that's
Actually,
4.
let's pull up.
Are you
Yeah, let's
filter by
just
team?
pull
Is
up
that what
the.
you're doing?
Yeah, and I gotta go
You
all
do all.
positions. Linderbaum, Quiddy Pay too, off the edge.
Yeah.
Quay Walker, N'Kobe Dean, Jalen Naylor, Eric Stokes had a really good year. He ranked 9th in PFF
Yeah, real
coverage
quick,
grade.
I'm gonna grab my calculator. Tell me the AAV for each player. Just
Okay.
name it after me.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
27, 16, 13.5, 12, 11.6, 10, and 11.
Oh, hold on. So I got 13, 5, 12.
11.6,
11, 6.
10,
Yep.
and then 11.
So just off day 101.1.
That's crazy.
101.
And all of these, I think, are good signings. I think all of them are good.
Oh, yeah.
Here's the thing. Look at this. They all are on 3 years except Malcolm.
That kind of
He's
makes
like
sense,
a
though. So
re-sign.
you got to
Yeah.
think, well, they could have probably gone 4. So Mendoza will be a 4-year contract. And it's that 5th year, honestly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So,
I'm just surprised all of them were 3-year contracts.
I don't know. I've got my doubts with Mendoza. We don't got to get into it. But if Mendoza pans out, which is more likely, obviously being a number 1 pick, even with that 5th year option, I mean,
yep.
quite a bit. Because besides you got rid of Crosby, who are the? Is there really any big player contracts? I don't really think so. Like,
well, here's the thing: the Raiders
almost
went into this
wonder if they
offseason like the Vikings last offseason. They had money to spend, so anyone could have seen this
Right.
coming, but I'm
But-
kind of surprised how fast it's happened.
with the only slight difference, similar, but at least for the Vikings, you had Arsai, you had Jefferson, you had
Yeah, they
at least
had
those two for
structure.
sure, O'Neal. Where
Yeah.
like Raiders saw, I mean, oh my gosh, did they ever
Don't
have
have
money?
anyone.
Because no, I don't know how much dead cap they're taking on with Crosby, so that might be a little bit, but still,
Mm-hmm.
it's crazy. But that
Yeah.
just shows how depleted that team was. So, but
Yeah.
they're filling it quickly here. All right, let's go back to
Let's go corners. So Alante Taylor, the big one, my guy from Tennessee. Love him. I wish the
LA
Vikings
Rams are becoming the
impossible.
Kansas City Chiefs secondary.
Yeah, with that trade.
With Watson and McDuffie.
Yeah. Josh Jobe
Meek
stays
Roberts-
in Seattle. Another guy
Meek
off the
Robertson
Lions.
leaving Detroit.
Yeah.
No more Jefferson Robertson.
Yeah,
Matchups.
no more of that beef.
Caleb Evans.
All right. Let's go to safety real quick to keep it moving. This happened just a little bit ago. Reed Blankenship to the Texans, coming off an injury. Jalen Thompson, good corner from Arizona. To the Cowboys, the Bears did get Kobe Bryant, so 3 years there. Brian Cook to the Bengals. So now we're going to go just position by position of what the Vikings could look.
You know, it's discussed every year with them having Burrow, right? So they added Cook and Boye Mafe.
Yeah.
Curious if they'll add a little bit more later tonight or the next day or two. Because man, you gotta build that defense up quick. Because Burrow's time's ticking. He's getting
you can't take him for granted. You really can't. All right, running back is a position of need, but if the Vikings didn't go all in on a Kenneth Walker or any of them, this is telling me they're automatically pretty much going to the draft for the running back room. I mean, if they're not, there's still a few names, like maybe an Isaiah Pacheco, Rashad White, but
or Brian Robinson. Those are really the only two that pop out to me. Mixon had that weird injury thing that still a lot of answers.
Yeah,
I'm confused on.
I'm out on Brian Robinson though.
Like I don't think we'll sign Madison, but my thing with Madison is I'm worried that neck injury he suffered week 1 of preseason. But even without the injury, I think he's a good chance he is playing days are done.
Yeah.
It is kind of crazy
but
though. Like,
either
seeing
way,
Raheem Mostert down there, just a complete.
I know.
One of the fastest running backs. Maybe not. Probably lost a little bit of his speed, but what he was
Ty
just 2 or 3 years ago.
This Ty Chandler looks interesting.
I'll be curious what team picks him up.
Yeah. We're gonna go to wide receiver real quick. Tutu Atwell. There's my guy.
Yeah.
He's projected 2.6, but realistically, we should be expecting like 4 million. That's just how this market is playing right now. Except if he keeps falling, maybe not. But there's a lot of names still at the wide receiver.
Romeo Dobbs will be curious where he'll go.
Yeah.
Watching him for the last couple years.
All right.
Debo. You mean Debo?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there's quite a bit of receivers.
Here's the thing, people like
speed burner too. Maybe that's the guy we could go for.
Oh, 100%. I think we mentioned that not in yesterday's Blueprint episode, but one of them, Calvin Austin, where is he right there? He is only 26 years old. Well, going to be 27 here soon, but
he is very undersized. But
here's the thing: if Aaron Rodgers does return to Pittsburgh, Calvin Austin loves him. They're like best friends now. They're all over social media, like hanging out. Like,
are they really?
Yeah. Cool. Either way, I think he would go back to Pittsburgh, but that's a discussion for another time. Either way, there's a lot of guys. Laquan Treadwell.
Khalif Raymond, dirty blindside blocker, dude.
Yeah, Laquan Treadwell. Look at that.
Shout out to him though for being as bad as he panned out. The fact that he
got a job again.
To stay in the league.
Yeah,
gotta give him a little bit of credit.
All
Kind of
right.
funny how that works for some
This is
players.
okay. Just like we've talked about, the Vikings are staying pretty steady right now and kind of probably not going to spend a ton of this money. They are going to go to the draft for the D line in general. The D line right now is pretty good. I don't think they're really going to sign anyone. I really don't. They signed their corner. They're done with the cornerback in free agency. Maybe later in like training camp they sign another, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about the next few days. Offensive line, they might sign like a swing guy, which we've talked about. We're not going to go through that right now because it's just too hard to predict. They could get anyone, really. Maybe they could sign Justin School again. Wide receiver depth, which we've already kind of gone over, a speed threat, Kelvin Austin or Tutu Atwell. Running back, I can almost guarantee that they're just going to the draft for that and rolling with their running back in the draft and Jordan Mason. I think safety is maybe the only other spot that they could maybe make a shock because honestly, like if you would agree, Trev, I don't see them making. I think if they're going to make like a real pro football signing here with like not serious money but good money, like someone in the top 10 safeties here, a Nick Cross, a Kyle Duggar. I think if there's one spot, I think it'll be at safety. So that is my thought train with this. Would you agree or disagree with that? Like, I think the D line's good. I think the offensive line's good. All you really need is depth there. I mean, unless a center, we should probably go
Right.
check centers. I completely
Honestly,
forgot
just
about
with
that.
that's kind of boring and like not what fans want to hear. I
Yeah.
kind of just want us. I'm just so like we have 10 picks. And
Yeah.
obviously, that can
Oh yeah.
change. Let's trade up, trade downs. If you
Well,
can get a
actually,
guy out of,
let me
if
get
you can
9.
get players like we did for Pierre, and it's a
Mm-hmm.
Flores guy, I think we all fully support it. We have all the trust in the world with Flores.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you brought in Eric Wilson as a depth guy. He panned out. Isaiah Rogers, it's a little bit more of a depth piece, but Isaiah Rogers' name didn't pop out of it as a standout name. That
Yep.
panned out well for the most part. Okuda didn't work out, but you bring in this Pierre guy. You brought in Van Ginkel, Grunard. So if we're getting a guy at fair, I just don't want to really spend any money as is because I
Yep.
can't even imagine the amount of restructured money that we're going to have
Mm-hmm.
to pay off next year and the next 2 years. I think especially to
Yep.
my second thought to this, assuming we sign Kyler, which is looking more and more and more likely, if Kyler pans out, they got a lot of crap for letting Darnold walk after
Yeah,
the year he had.
exactly.
So if
Yep.
Kyler has a very good year, you're almost like even if you have all the faith in the world, like say McCarthy shows much more improved strides, throughout this upcoming year and all that. I just don't
Mm-hmm.
think KOC and the front office, Rob Brzezinski, will have enough courage to be like, we're going to do it again and let Kyler go and roll on with McCarthy, which
They're
kind of
kind of
sucks
just
because knowing our
meant
luck,
to do
as
it.
Minnesota
Yeah.
guys, we saw it with Ed Ingram today. He just got his payday in
Yeah.
the performance last year, but
Mm-hmm.
in this case, I don't think we'll do anything crazy. But yeah, if you can do a depth signing, I'm not going to turn that down.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just I'm
Um.
I just don't really if it's I really don't want anything more than I really just want our signings to be like 1 or 2 year deals. Like I
Yeah.
want us to be really, really picky because like I said, the structured money that has been pushed back already. And like I said, the Kyler point. So kind of where my take is with it.
Yeah, and I completely agree. Probably. The only I guess part that I would fix is it's going to be very hard to get a reliable center in the draft. I think they need to sign a center this offseason and hopefully a younger guy. I don't want
I'm
Graham Glass now. I want a guy that has a little bit of time left. Like this Ryan Kelly thing, it was fun, but you signed him with 4 concussions going into the year or whatever, a huge injury history, and he was already aging a little bit. I want a like Matt Hennessy. Honestly, I'd rather have a Luke Fortner or a James Daniels.
I
Just
almost
but yeah.
my gut feeling was center. Sure, we might get a guy for cheap and all that.
Hmm.
But for center, at least kind of the names from quick glance, no one's really standing out to me. I'm
Yep.
trying to see if there's like any Rams connection with O'Connell or any of that, but also for O lineman, that's a lot less
Mm-hmm.
of a factor compared to like a tight end or receiver running routes. Not, but I think with
Yeah.
center, so thinking of depth, so you've got O line obviously is all lined out except center,
Mm-hmm.
and then you've got Jurgens, who's a development pick. What was he, 7th rounder? If I
Seventh
remember
round.
correctly, from
Yep.
Wake Forest. And then you've got Blake
Mm-hmm.
Brandel, who's your swing guard tackle, who
Mm-hmm.
obviously played a bit of center out of position, but kind of had to learn on the fly
Mm-hmm.
with our injuries this year. So my thing is, I think they're going to rotate as open competition, just given the cap. We have cap money this year, but just for the points that I gave just a bit ago,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be open competition between Jurgens, Brandel, and then they'll go into the draft if they identify a few of their top 3 or 4 guys for the
Mm-hmm.
the first like 90 some picks, and then if he can get a rookie they really like, I'm sure they'll very good chance they'll swing on that too, and then you
Mm-hmm.
can kind of have a 3-way battle. I just don't
If
know.
you can get a
I
rookie,
just
I'd
don't
be
think we're
fine with the whole
signing.
battle, but
I just don't know if we're signing a guy here. I think it's more
yeah.
corner. I think it might
Well, we
wide
already have
receiver
our
3 depth.
corner. It's like, yeah, but
Yeah,
yeah,
that's true.
it's
Corner. Or I think I meant safety. Safety corner.
yeah.
Maybe an edge if you swing a Gernard trade.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know if I see the center signing.
I
Like
just
I
want
get
a
it. It
starting
wouldn't be
center.
surprising.
That's
I
what
know,
I
but
want. Like that I don't
but
I'd choose that over a safety or anything in this situation because Flores can make players look better than they are. KOC obviously can't. He had Ed Ingram. He can in some aspect in the skill position area. But it's like the offensive line has not
I
been
think
very strong, and you need all the help you can get on it.
my other take too is the Vikings have invested quite a bit in O-line already, and they might be
Mm-hmm.
kind of willing to risk it a little bit at center because you've got the tackle tandem, Darius O'Neal. You're good there. And then Donovan Jackson had a great year as a rookie in the games he
Mm-hmm.
played when he wasn't
Oh yeah.
hurt. And then you invested quite a bit of money in Will Price. And then obviously your center, a lot of your blocks when it's non-blitzes, when it's your typical 3 or typical 4-man rush. And then especially if some teams are only rushing 3 on like passing downs where you're going to drop 8 in coverage or whatever. Or even
Mm-hmm.
honestly, if you're going to rush 5 and you could have your tight end or running back chip. So a lot of time your center is going to be double team blocking right with your left or right guard. And I think kind of
Mm-hmm.
given that we did replace our O-line coach, I know,
Yeah.
which I'm trying to think off the top of my head. Did we promote our assistant O-line coach, or we signed someone new
It was
externally,
someone
right?
new for the O line. Yep.
Do you remember who that is off the top of your
No.
head? Probably not. The only
Never
reason I ask
signed too
is
many coaches.
the only other thing, right? The only other thing is whoever the new O-line coach is, if there's any center free agents that he was coaching, this past year or the last couple
Mm-hmm.
years, maybe you sign that guy. But I don't know. If I had to bet money on it, I think center. Kind of don't expect us to sign a center, even though that kind of also sounds dumb considering
Here's my
7th round
idea.
Jurgens and Blake Brandel
You
technically
go
out of
get Danny
position.
Pinter. Had
Yep.
a good year with the Colts, and the Colts offensive line is always freakishly good.
That's true.
You can continue this trend, and he's projected 2.3 million. So go get him for 3 million. That's all I want. Go get a starting center. That's all I want. I get your point. It's your point's valid for
Yeah.
sure.
Well, I mean, both of
Yeah.
ours. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a complete mystery box.
It
Would
really
it
is.
shock me if we sign a center?
Mm-hmm.
No, it would not. Would it shock me if we don't and you go into the draft looking to take a center?
Yep.
I wouldn't shock us either. They could literally go either way, I think, with it.
Yes.
Whereas in receiver, you almost certainly got to add at least one receiver. And then in the draft, yeah.
Secondary,
Kind of
yeah.
my take.
Yeah. Yeah, and it could have, the conversations we're having now could have been heavily swayed depending on if the Vikings did go sign, not went crazy because it was impossible for them to go crazy like last year, but if they did sign like a wide receiver today and a safety, and they look for like cheap, like the backups, like we're talking about. And they kind of made it clear, like, okay, they are filling these position of needs. But right now, the idea is that the Vikings are staying pretty steady and not doing much. So that's the mindset of Rob Brzezinski right now. I don't mind it. You have the draft capital, but yeah.
Well, and like I said, given the restructured money that's been pushed out, and then if Kyler pans out, like I said, that in itself alone, Kyler would be pushing around 35, 40 million probably. So Darnold got 33 million.
Yep.
Over 3 years. Willis took a little bit less, but he just doesn't have a whole lot of starting experience.
He had 6 games.
That's where that was. But yeah, assuming Kyler plays well, I think you're looking around, give or take, around 40 million for a rough number. But it's quite a bit of money. And then I just realized I lost my thought. Where was I going with that? I don't know. I lost it.
That's all right.
I'm losing my brain.
Yeah.
I'm losing my marbles.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's a good place to stop it. Well, obviously, once the Vikings they probably will make another signing somewhere. So once they do that, we'll have content out about that. We're going to be having a Gophers episode, Gophers football.
Oh, I remembered. I remembered. It came back to me. I'm only partially losing it. I think the thing to monitor, given that we're kind of salary cap handcuffed, is for any of the positions that got quite a bit of depth. Receivers the most obvious, but there's always a ton of receivers in the free agent market year in, year out. But I think Vikings are really going to be identifying as the market kind of dies down for players in the free agency market. Come Wednesday night when we're like 3 full days through free agency. That's when I think the Vikings would try swooping in on you give a guy a 1-year deal. The guy thought he'd get paid. Market wasn't good for him. So you sign a 1-year deal with a KOC-led offense. Jefferson's going to gain so much attention as a defender. So it's any receiver that ends up coming here in the draft or free agent, I mean, it's just going to – and having Addison too, if he can mature here and focus more on the football side of things.
Stay on the field.
I mean, it's such a good chance any receiver should thrive here. So
any receiver should.
That's what I'm I don't know. Who knows? Maybe it'll be tomorrow. A Tutu Atwell signing. It might take a week, 2 weeks, a couple days. I think whoever it is, I do fully expect it'll be a very team-friendly contract, probably a 1-year, 2-year deal at most. Kind of
it'll be something minor. Yep.
So,
yeah.
I'm excited to see.
Yeah. All right. Well, there's our predictions, people, for tomorrow's games and the USA game tonight, which is already an hour in. I don't know the score, but we'll have out at some time. People, we did not cheat. We did the predictions at the start of the episode. We wouldn't have known anything.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah, everyone, go follow the YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and Spotify. Love the support on YouTube. Just past 2,000 subscribers. And if people remember, yeah, true. And we are doing the Minnesota Twins opening day ticket giveaway. So people go kind of register for that. The video went out yesterday, Sunday. So go figure out how to enter, and maybe you can win some really good tickets right behind the Twins dugout for opening day. We'll be drawing on March 27th for that. So, yeah, everyone, thanks for the support. We just hit 1,000 subscribers like a week and a half ago, 2,000 today.
Yeah, the growth is
keep on the climb.
We love it.
Yeah, keep on the climb. Also, more listener GM questions, people. I have a few loaded up. Listener GM questions. Ask a question about sports, Minnesota sports, or a question about the show, and we'll get to it on the show here and tag you in the comments. So, yeah, everyone, have a good night. Sleep well, Vikings fans. We will make a move tomorrow in free agency.
Or overnight.
Yeah, maybe in like
3 a.m. Adam Schefter.
Yeah. Our phones do like the Amber Alert, like
That'd be wild.
All right, everyone. See you tomorrow.